Hi, my name is Kelly and I'm an occupational therapist. During the coronavirus quarantine, I'm not able to meet with my kids on our normal schedule. Parents of the children I work with are expressing concerns for how do I keep up with what's being done in therapy and what to do in the meantime. The company I work with is investigating telemedicine for therapy sessions. As you can assume, this is unknown territory for just about all of us. But we are researching the best ways to service children during social distancing. As part of a way to assist with social distancing but continue to help the children I see meet their milestones, I wanted to make a couple of videos to demonstrate great activities to do at home. During the video, we will go over 3 areas of development and provide an activity for each. I'm keeping the children I see in mind as I explain these activities, although they would be great for just about any kid. Hopefully next week we'll elaborate on one of the topics to provide more activities and increased understanding of why we are doing them. For this video, I'll try to use activities that can be done in the home with items you already have. The first activity I want to talk about is motor planning. So motor planning is how do I figure out how to move my body from this surface to that surface, from this place to that place. Climbing over a balance beam, jumping off a step. Those would be examples of motor planning. A good activity for home to practice motor planning with your kids is Cosmic Kids Yoga. You can find the link to that YouTube channel in the comments below. Cosmic Kids Yoga recommends their videos for ages 3+. I think that would be a great place to start if you're working on motor planning with one of your kiddos. Handwriting skills is something else you can work on at home. Handwriting is a pretty broad topic though, as it changes as the kids get older. But here is a very simple breakdown on what you can work on. We can do a more thorough video on that for sure. Around 2.5 maybe, you could start 2.5. You can start working on lines. So I would start with a vertical line, a line down, and how I get my kids a lot of times to practice lines is I just draw the line with a highlighter like this, a thicker line, so you kind of go twice, and then I get their crayon that I lost. Oh, it's right here. And they can practice drawing the line down. You start at the top. You can say things like zoom or down and stop. Okay, so around 2.5, we can do vertical lines, and then I would progress after they get that one. You can start horizontal lines. Same thing. I would do a thick line like this right here, and you can do a crayon or a pencil. I like crayons for younger kids, and you could just go start left and then go to right. That might not be depicted well in the video, but left to right. Okay, so you'll do vertical, horizontal lines. The next shape I would work on is a circle. So you just go around and stop. I'd still do, you might end up having to do around 3 times to get a good thick line. And let your kids start right here and go around and stop. You want them to make sure they make a good stop right up here at the top. Once they're getting closer to 3 and 4, you can keep moving on with crosses, intersecting lines like this, and squares. Same thing. A lot of times when I do squares, I say this little phrase, and it helps the kids a lot, I think. We do down, across, up, across. Okay. We can go into more detail on, those are pre-writing strokes, so these are shapes that your kid would need to be able to make to then be able to form the letters of the alphabet. So I would start on working on these shapes. If your child can't write these shapes or draw these shapes, they likely aren't going to be able to copy letters of the alphabet. So this is a great place to start. Maybe around kindergarten age, I'm sure they are working on writing, their name and stuff. We can go in more detail on that in a subsequent video. Right now, during the quarantine, Handwriting Without Tears is offering a 90-day free trial access to their online resources. They have a lot of great resources there. You can find the link in the comments below. So the last activity we're going to talk about is activities of daily living, or ADLs for short. This is what I would describe as the heart of OT. What do you do during the day? How do you do it? Activities of daily living are going to be different for all ages. For kiddos here, some ADLs I would work on with them would be dressing. This is going to help y'all's morning and afternoon routines. It may be a little frustrating to start with. The kid may get frustrated and you may get frustrated, but patience and persistence with practicing things like taking their shoes and socks on and off. Start with just the socks. Take your sock off, then take your shoe off, and then we'll practice putting our sock on and then putting our shoe on. And then we can practice buttons and zippers. I would do buttons and zippers at the tabletop to start with. So that makes it a little bit easier for the kid because they can visualize what they're doing. So it doesn't have to be at a table, though. You could be sitting on the floor with them in their room or playroom, but in their lap at a tabletop where they can see what's going on. I would use probably not one of their button shirts because I would want the button to be larger than that. Maybe on like a woman's shirt, you're going to want a big button. Or zippers. Zippers should be fine if it's their jacket with a zipper or something. Taking their shorts and pants on and off. All of these things, then being more independent with that, would smooth y'all's morning and afternoon routines along, I'm sure. You can start, I would just start, these are for kids. I would start the shoes and socks. I would expect maybe a 3-year-old to be able to do that. And then, buttons and zippers are going to be for older kids, 5. Taking their shorts and shirts off. But you guys know your own kids. So where are your kids at developmentally? What kind of skills are they good at? And start from there. If you have more specific questions about should my child be able to do this at this age or that age, you can feel free to email me. I'm going to have my email in the comments. That's going to be more child specific. But toddlers, pre-K children, just start with the socks and then work up to the buttons and zippers. And then if you have around a 6-year-old, maybe you can start on shoe tying. We can go more in depth on good dressing ADLs and practice, how to practice at home, some tools you could get to make it a little easier for you. But just remember, starting them, if they're not very good at it yet, I would start them at the table. Just sitting at a table or sitting in the floor is fine. But where the shirt with the buttons or the zippers is in their lap. You may want to go hand over hand with them, or kind of let them, explore it and try to figure it out a little bit. I hope you find these activities helpful for your children. If you're receiving services with an occupational therapist, I suggest you reach out to them during the time of limited services. It is advised all children be supervised by an adult during the mentioned activities above. Please feel free to email me with any questions you may have. My email is going to be in the comments below. Hopefully the following videos will go in more depth to the above content as to make activities easier, harder, new activities for the described skills, and opportunities to answer any questions that have been emailed. Thank you guys so much for watching.